hearts, Brett. You're being welcomed. Of course, he was waiting already in the backstages, but somehow the system didn't connect him as a speaker. We're in Mercury retrograde. You've all noticed it, I'm sure you have. And we're riding the wave. And I'm so happy to have Brett here. Brett Beville is a beautiful, amazing author and a guide, a healer, a friend of mine, co-author on Silvana. I cherish his work. I deeply have such reverence for his access to the light energy and how he brings the teachings through. I feel his way of bringing Reiki to the planet is a breakthrough way. It's really, it's really a connection between the higher light science and the Reiki way of working with energy. And he's also enabling people right and left to stepping into their own mastery, into their own connection to that divine source and flow that comes through them in such a powerful way. I feel he's like really showing up as the conduit. He's not saying, oh, it's me, me, me. I'm telling you, I'm showing you. It's, I'm giving you this, activated, and now you're ready. So he's the big guy in the background that has your back and that tells you where to go and how to do it. And he's inspired to do that by the divine. So it's coming through him. And we all know what that means. When things come through you, you have managed to step out of the way and let the divine flow through you. And that's when real magic happens. And his style is called Magic Awakening, his blessing that he's going to give us today. And it's very fitting, in my opinion. And the Reiki modality is called Psychic Reiki. I'd love to hear a little bit from you, Brett, later, an explanation a little bit, because we are here bringing the Lemurian tribe together with Brett Beville's followers and beautiful friends. And the Lemurian tribe is a group of people that are gathered and being called in from the Lemurians, because the Lemurian gates have opened. What is Lemuria? Lemuria is an ancient civilization that some of us had past lives in, but it's also a state of consciousness. And the state of consciousness is oneness. Seeing that we're all one with each other, one with everything, and that from that vantage point, we have an impact to the world and to each other, and that we have a responsibility to make that impact divinely inspired and most uplifting and positive. Yeah. And as we're coming together, we are all people who have the best of the whole world in mind. And with that, we have different professions of how we bring that to the world. And we also have different ways of working with energy. And we need support as well. So the Lemurian tribe gives you the support that you need, charging up the batteries, I call it, for light workers. And it also shares the modalities and the treatments and the ways we work with energy. And every month you get 2 sessions, live sessions like this one. This one is the 3rd one because we have a bonus one today. And where you are being trained into other modalities of how to work with energy. Yeah, or reminded about some you've already been using. And many say the biggest problem that we're having as light workers right now is not that we don't know what to do or that we're not feeling called. The biggest problem is that we don't feel supported and we're not sure about our path. We're not sure what we're doing is right. And this is what we're bridging. And today with Brett, you're going to get another important treasure in your treasure chest of how to work with this energy and to feel your own resonance. Where's my resonance? Where can I use this and how can I use it? And you're going to be initiated in this form of Reiki and receiving a special Reiki crystal from Brett in the front of your heart chakra that you can use to heal others and heal yourself. Now, how amazing is that? I'm so grateful. Brett, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy I get to sit back and just enjoy your session and get my batteries recharged. Thank you, Brett, for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so grateful for the invitation and so excited to be here sharing this work with you. Thank you, Aria.
Thanks so much. And I'll share later a little bit about how they can access your work and access you. So for now, I'm going to hide myself, and the stage is all yours, Brett.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So much beauty.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome, everybody. I'm so excited that you're here. And I want to begin by just diving right into the work. I want to share with you something I call the Reiki crystal. The Reiki crystal came to me, about 12 or 13 years ago when I was traveling by myself in Asia. I was in the country of Laos, and I was visiting the former royal capital called Luang Prabang. It's a beautiful, really more a village than a city, with all these beautiful Buddhist temples. And while I was there, I had a visitation from the spirit of Lee Kawasui, who is the founder of Reiki. He passed on many, many years ago. But during this visitation, I felt from him a ball of white light go into the area of my heart chakra. It took me a period of time to actually unpack what that ball of white light was about. But I eventually came to understand it was an energetic crystal. A crystal, if you could imagine, a crystal, not a physical crystal, but a crystal made out of the light of Reiki. And once I had this crystal, I realized that it would send Reiki to whatever I wanted it to, simply from the power of either my voice, if I was speaking to it, or my thoughts. I could simply just send my thoughts to it, and it would send this energy. So what I'm going to do shortly is I'm going to send all of you an empowerment. So you have your own Reiki crystal. Once you have it, you will have it from that point forward. It won't, need to be renewed. It's not going to dissolve. You'll have it from that point forward for the rest of your life. And I'll give you just a mini training in how you can use this for sending healing to yourself and also to others. So hopefully that's what you're up for. That's what you're here for. So I want to invite you just to sit back, relax. You can either be seated or lying down, really whatever's comfortable for you is best. And I'm going to begin just by talking to my Reiki crystal and inviting it to send Reiki crystal empowerment to each of you. And so it's sending that out now. If you could see it visually, what it would look like would be like kind of a little solar flare reaching out from the area of my heart chakra out to the area of your heart chakra, where it's recreating this beautiful crystal made out of the light of Reiki. And hopefully you're feeling that happening now. You might feel a slight sense of pressure in the area of your chest as this is occurring. And I'll also do a deeper healing while this Reiki crystal is being built in your system. So I'm inviting my Reiki crystal to create a Reiki portal 6 inches above your crown chakra, connecting you to the Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing. And I'm also inviting my Reiki crystal to manifest a pyramid of Asumi fire Reiki around you now. And inviting my Reiki crystal also to send Reiki to all of your chakras and all of your meridians, just to clear them of any energetic debris that's not serving your highest good. And inviting my Reiki crystal also to send Reiki to your gates of consciousness, that area right below the skull, sort of base of the skull, top of the neck. That's where other people's energy can sometimes attach to you. Sometimes it's energy that's not always for our highest good. So we're just sending some Reiki to clear that right now. And I can see your own Reiki crystals being formed, coming into a place of fruition, a place of crystallization, if you want to use that term. It's a very quick process. It doesn't take very long at all. And again, you have your own Reiki crystal now. It's sitting right in front of the center of your chest, maybe about an inch or two in front of the center of your chest. And it will respond simply to the power of your thoughts or the power of your voice. So I want to invite you either out loud, if you want to, you can either whisper or speak out loud, or in your mind, just say to your Reiki crystal, you would like your Reiki crystal to begin sending Reiki to your brain and nervous system. So just make that request. You can make it as easily as a soft whisper, or just in the power of your own mind, whichever you prefer. And because this crystal can do many things simultaneously, we're going to talk it through healing more and more layers of your being. So go ahead now and invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your circulatory system, to your heart, your veins, your arteries, your capillaries, and all the blood flowing through them. All happening now. So you just make that request to your Reiki crystal. Beautiful. And from here, go ahead now and invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your entire muscular system. All the muscles, all the ligaments, all the tendons in your body, all receiving Reiki now. Beautiful. I can feel the energy in the group field. You're doing beautiful with this. And from here, go ahead now and invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your respiratory system, to your lungs, your sinuses, all the airways in your body, keeping them free from any dis-ease, keeping that channel of divine breath coming into you at a free and easy pace. And again, you can make that happen with just a thought or a whisper to your own Reiki crystal. And from here, go ahead now and invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your digestive system, to your stomach, your esophagus, your intestines, large and small, your colon, all the glands that exist in and around your digestive system, all receiving Reiki now. And again, you make that happen with just a thought or a whisper, whichever you prefer. Beautiful. I'm going to go just a little bit deeper here. So from here, go ahead now and invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your skeletal system. All the bones, all the cartilage, all the vertebrae in your spine, all receiving Reiki now. And again, you can make that happen with just a thought or a whisper to your own Reiki crystal. Beautiful. You're doing beautifully. And from here, go ahead and invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to all your major glands and all your major organs, just to cover anything that you may have left out so far. Beautiful. And so these layers of Reiki are flowing to all these different systems that we've named. And when you're doing this work, you can really name them in any order. It doesn't need to be exactly the way I just named it. So know that moving forward. It's just simply telling the crystal where you want the Reiki to go. We're going to begin now to work more on the energetic body. So again, invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your chakras. We did a little bit of that earlier. I was sending it to you earlier, but now you're sending it to yourself. Beautiful. And invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your meridians, those energetic lines of light talked about in Chinese medicine and acupuncture. Beautiful. And go ahead now and invite your Reiki crystal to manifest what I call a Reiki sphere of divine grace around you. Which, if you could imagine, it would be like a beautiful egg filled with the light of Reiki, totally enveloping you on all levels. Beautiful. And from here, go ahead and invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your mental body, that energetic layer of our being where our thought patterns are held. I'm just inviting the Reiki to release any thought patterns that are not serving our highest good. Maybe there's something you were taught many, many years ago about you that's untrue. And so in this case, the Reiki can help release that thought for you. Beautiful. And from here, go ahead now and invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your emotional body, that energetic aspect of our being where our emotional conditioning is held. And again, the wisdom of the Reiki crystal and the wisdom of the Reiki will know what needs to be healed in that area of the body. It'll know if there's some old wound that wants to come up and be released. All you have to do is just simply ask your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your emotional body. And from here, we're also going to invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your karmic body. Your karmic body is that place where your karmic conditioning is held, those patterns that have existed from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And when you can release something at the karmic level, that's when beautiful changes really happen. You know, sometimes we may do therapy or other forms of healing around a certain issue, and we notice that we still keep going through that same hamster wheel. Those same issues keep coming up over and over again, and that often means that we still need to resolve it at the karmic level. So this is a tool you can use to work on that now. So again, just inviting your Reiki crystal to send Reiki into your karmic body. And I'm going to invite you now, if you have a specific issue you want to name, you could name that and just invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to that issue, wherever it lives in your body, mind, and spirit. So then I'm going to shift. Yeah.
People are having difficulty hearing and understanding you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So before we're inviting them to set an intention, this might be a good time to maybe try to get a headset in.
Okay, I don't have a headset. It's weird because I did a test earlier, but I will, let me see what I could do. Can you hear me now? Okay, or
I can hear you. Maybe
okay,
if you talk a little slower, it might help. It might be a connection thing.
okay, yeah, sure,
So
I'll do
let's
that.
try that. And then,
Okay. No, thank
good.
you. Thank you for letting me know.
So
Thank you.
sorry. Yeah, but
Yeah,
we're just also receiving the energy. You
yeah,
know, it's not so much about the words, it's really about the energy as well. So
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know.
Hmm.
So from here, just invite your Reiki crystal to shift all the different lines of light that it's been sending to now be for the most gentle and most perfect form of integration for you. As you're doing that, you may start to notice the energy feeling a little more dense. And that's because it's reminding you that even though you are a spiritual being, you do exist in a body, you do exist in this world of form. So the energy is just reminding you of that now. And as the energy is working on this integration, what may happen for some of you is you may feel a slight sense of pressure in the area of your chest. If you feel that, it's nothing to be alarmed about. It's just that dense aspect of the Reiki coming through your Reiki crystal. And so you're just feeling that in the area of your chest. And that will run for maybe another minute or so, and then bring you into a place of what I'd like to finish with is the Reiki meditation. So your Reiki crystal can not only send energy, but it can also bring you into a meditative state. So simply ask your Reiki crystal to bring you into a Reiki meditation for deep stillness and inner peace. And all you need to do is make the request. The Reiki crystal itself will do the work. So just invite your Reiki crystal to bring you into a Reiki meditation for deep stillness and inner peace. You can also amplify that to another level by inviting your Reiki crystal to bring the cellular consciousness in each cell of your body into a Reiki meditation for self-love. And again, the Reiki will do all the work. All you need to do is make the request. And just let yourself be in that presence, in that divine presence of the energy. Beautiful. So this is just a short mini training in psychic Reiki. And again, it's where the Reiki crystal that has now been formed in the area in front of your heart chakra. You just simply ask it to send Reiki where you would like it to go. And you can do that either with your mind as a mental request, or if you prefer, you could make a verbal request to your Reiki crystal. It's really that easy, that simple. And maybe we could open it up if anybody has any questions they want to ask or any sharing about your experience with the Reiki crystal. And again, my apology for any technical glitches. It's been a challenging Mercury retrograde so far. So
For sure. Thank you so much, Brett. And this is a beautiful example of how energy works. It just works in us. Are you all feeling it? We're all feeling it. And it doesn't always have to be words. So if there's, yes, here we're getting some confirmation, Brett. You're seeing the hearts and the hands up. Thank you guys for giving us some feedback here. And oh my gosh, so beautiful. What a beautiful group we're having. I feel every one of you, and Brett, I'm sure you're feeling them. So amazing tribe. Thank you guys. Yeah, if there are questions, please raise your hands on the right there, and then I can bring you to stage, or share your question in the chat and I'll share it with Brett. So it'd be lovely to hear some of your questions that you have, because they always help others to also understand more. So please go ahead. Mm. See a raised hand. I'm going to bring somebody up. Let's see who that is. Oh, it went away. Okay. It's powerful and beautiful, yet so simple. Paula is saying from Germany. Very much. I'm not sure if we don't have any questions, then we can go straight into the energy session.
Sure.
This is your last chance. If you have a question, please go ahead. Raise your hand on the right there where it says chats, question and answers. Okay, Lisa is saying, Lisa from, yeah, she's saying, do I have the crystal if I didn't feel a lot?
Sure. Yes, you do. And that's actually, I'm glad you asked that, because I want to just speak a little bit about the sensation aspect of energy healing. So I find that the sensations can come and go. Sometimes there may be sessions where it feels like 4th of July fireworks, you're seeing all kinds of things going on, you're having sensations, you're getting visitations from spirit beings. And there's other times when some people might not feel that much. I know for me as a teacher, there's been times when I've done healings on individual in person where they're on the table, my hands are on them, and I feel like my hands are on fire, and the person might get up off the table and say, oh, I didn't feel that much, but the healing still happens in their life. I've had the reverse also be true, where my hands are on somebody, I'm not feeling that much, and they get up off the table and they say, wow, it felt like your hands are on fire. So what I ask you to invite and pay attention to is if you just take the practice that we did today, and again, you don't have to remember in the exact order that we did it, but just take 5 minutes a day to invite your Reiki crystal to send Reiki to your different organs and organ systems, and also to any issue that you may have in your life. And whether you're feeling it or not, what you want to pay attention to is, do those things in your life start to get better? So let's say maybe you have an injured knee and you're sending Reiki to your injured knee, and maybe you're not feeling that much, but you notice that the knee starts to hurt less, or the knee starts to improve in terms of when you're walking. So I always invite you to pay attention to those sort of external effects of the energy healing rather than the sensation, because the sensation can come and go, and the sensation can be all over the map, especially some people are more energy sensitive than others. And there's not a right or wrong about that. I think of it just another sense, like hearing or eyesight. So if you're not sensing it, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't worry about it, but just take it on as a practice. You have the empowerment now. Try it out for, a week or so on a specific area of your life, and just see if that area of your life starts to get better. And let that be the indicator for you.
Yeah, that's very powerful and beautiful. I'm so glad also that question got answered, because I get that question a lot as well, and I'm answering it exactly the same way, because it's really about the results. And while we love the sensation when it happens, it's really not important.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what is really amazing is somebody here, everybody's saying they're feeling a lot of the energy that's coming through. Now that is, again, an indicator, would you agree, Brett, that there's some connection made, that something in the person is activated in terms of their calling. That's a different part of activation. One is if the healing actually happens, that can sometimes not be felt. But if you come in contact with something for the first time and you feel a strong reaction, that reflects that you're feeling called, you're being called to be working either with this person or in that energy field or using that modality. Do you agree, Brett?
I totally agree with that. And I also have noticed sometimes when I teach this work, when people then begin to send it to another person, they almost feel it more. Because when you're sending it to yourself, as you all did, you might be going, oh, is it just my imagination? Is this really happening? But when you're sending it to somebody else, and then you see that they fall asleep or they've gone into this deep dream time space, that's a level of validation that is hard to forget. So I really encourage all of you, you all have this gift now. So, maybe if you know somebody who's already part of this tribe, or if tribe members want to message each other and send each other energy at a later time, or even just sharing it with friends and family and see what kind of feedback you get. Because my experience is people often feel it more when they're actually giving a session than when they're receiving a session.
Yeah, beautiful. That's great. And that's really what we all are about. And I would love to encourage everyone. We have a buddy system here in the Lemurian tribe where we have 2 people matched that are supporting each other. We're doing rampages of gratitude right now, and there'll be more assignments coming. And so we kind of amplify our energy in a positive way. And this could be a really beautiful addition to start sending each other Reiki and see, okay, how does that feel? How does it improve? How does it help you improve? Good. Okay, now lots of questions are coming in, lots of responses. So I'm going to read a little bit and want to also acknowledge the people who are not hearing anything or seeing anything and they're still feeling the energy. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. So I've seen somebody saying, and many people are saying, so grateful for you both. Thank you. Learning how to heal multiple sclerosis so I can share with others. So yes, this is Heather Ann. Yeah, we're holding space for you. Brett, you want to say something?
Yeah, I would say, I always invite you to tune into the energy itself and let it guide you where it wants to go. So I can say, you might want to send Reiki to the brain and nervous system and also any underlying root cause, whatever that might be. So if you just ask the Reiki crystal to do that, it will send energy there. But also just listen to your intuition, and wherever it takes you, in terms of, you might hear something like, oh, send the Reiki to X, Y, or Z, whatever that might be, maybe some situation, maybe something from a past life, and just follow that. Just be willing to follow that and to take that leap of faith in listening to your intuition. In my experiences, when we make those intuitive leaps with the energy healing and go someplace where maybe it doesn't fit with our rational mind, but we go there anyway, for me, that's when the work really kind of takes off to a whole other level. So I would say, please, do the self-treatments and also just listen to your intuition where it's telling you to send beyond that.
That's right. Yeah, and then reach out for help as well. In the tribe, you are all invited. Everyone who's listening here, if you feel a vibration, if you feel a connection, you're all invited to come to the Lemurian tribe for free for 1 whole month. This is a paid membership and it's so worth the money. Everybody who's here will tell you, because we are doing this together. We're doing healing for each other. We're holding space for each other. We're enabling each other more and more and more to step into the role that you really came here to be. So your divine role, who you are, your mission, is more and more activated just through the amplification of this powerful energy field that you're stepping into when you become part of the tribe. And then also, and very much so, through the energy work that we're doing. A lot of it is coming through me, but we also have, like Brett right now, beautiful guest speakers here that are helping to amplify this, and they're bringing their unique wisdom and adding to the mix. The energy itself is really coming, even if it's coming through me or through anybody that is part of this, coming from the Lemurian vibration, from the Lemurian realms of energy, which are the energies of oneness, the energy of harmony, where complete healing resides. When you go into oneness and when you're in this space of all is well, everything that's not well has to disintegrate and reconnect to its true nature, which is wholeness. So everything comes back into its wholeness. And that is what, if I may say that, and Brett, please correct me if I'm wrong, is what's happening through the Reiki crystal as well. Yeah. It's bringing
definitely.
this energy back into its original wholeness. And these energy modalities that we're using are powerful. Ancient Atlantis time, we've used them. We've used them in the Egyptian time. We've used them in the Lemurian times. It's the time now that we're coming out of this slumber and we're bringing these tools back into everyday life. And these are crystals. These are light beings. These are music, sounds, art, any form of sacred geometry that holds this holy vibration. And as Brett is saying, and I'm saying the same, we're standing for you, allowing you a unique way to come forth through this. So these are just avenues where you are allowing the energies to work with you, but it's really an opening for you to allow the divine to work through you the way it needs to, the way you're called to. And this is what the Reiki crystal will do. When you direct it to your issue, and many people have shared some issues I'm going to share with you, Brett. When you direct it there, that's where it's going to heal. But also, you will be guided, like Brett said, you will be guided by your higher guidance. And this activation is an opening for that as of what to do. And if you want support with that, if you want to be part of a big group that holds space for that and that activates these gifts on a regular basis, at least twice a month through the live calls, and then on a regular basis, almost every day in the WhatsApp group, we're sending quick uplifts and energetic connections, then come. Be part of this Lemurian tribe. This was a long way of me saying this, that you're invited to come. And it's a 1 month free trial. And then from then on, it's going to be $98 a month. And you're getting so much from it. There's minimum 20 sessions out there right now that one session itself is $79. So imagine 79 times 20. So you're getting a lot out of that. I'm really hoping you're coming because I feel like we're all family. So Brett, do you want to add something to that before I read a few more questions?
No, I mean, everything you've said is in total alignment with how I feel. So yes, just keep going.
Thank you so much. Likewise. Beautiful. So somebody's asking, can I help my adult son who has mental health issues along with addiction? His illness doesn't allow him to want help. Is this something I can give him without permission?
That's a very good question. And it's something I will share my own personal belief system, but also say that I don't see any issue as totally always black and white. Sometimes there's variations of gray in between. So usually my usual belief is that if somebody doesn't want the energy, then I usually try to honor and respect their free will choice with that and not try to impose my will upon them. That being said, there are ways that you can certainly try to bring healing to a family dynamic. So, sending Reiki to the higher self of your connection with your son, sending Reiki to even just clearing a household, clearing sort of the family constellation of relationships in a family, which is different than sending something to somebody directly. So that's just my own personal belief. And I always invite people to, again, always do what feels right for them in a personal situation. And I was really confronted with that once when teaching, teaching this work at the Omega Institute, where I also work. And it was an R&R class, and it was actually on the Reiki crystal. And I had finished, teaching it, and I had finished my little spiel as I'm giving just right now. And a woman came up to me and she said, I'm in the National Guard and I'm going to Afghanistan in a couple of weeks. And how do I honor free will in a situation like that? If, maybe somebody who's in the same platoon or whatever is shot or blown up, like how do I honor free will in that situation? And I realized there is no black and white. There's sometimes you just have to trust that what you're doing is in alignment. So again, my belief is to try to honor a person's free will, but also you as that parent, I invite you to go with what the universe is telling you, because I don't believe it's always black and white in those situations. And there are also ways you can just send to the highest good of the situation without feeling that you're invading a person's personal space. So that's that's maybe a long-winded answer, but it's the best one I can give in this moment.
Beautiful, Brett. Beautiful. I fully agree. And sometimes it's hard not to go directly and say, I'm going to heal you, you know. But as you said, you can heal the situation, and you can heal the space between you and them. And you can also always ask for a blessing. You can always ask. And, you know, Jesus said, and the angels are always saying to me, you know, you guys need to ask and it is given. If you don't ask, that means your free will is you don't want it. So if you want something, you need to let us know so that we're actually able to give it to you. So, but just by you asking, that helps a lot. And understanding that sometimes these paths that people are on are a higher path than our own path. I got that for addiction. Brett, I asked sometimes, you know, what is addiction about? I just feel so bad about it, and I really want to heal all addiction on the planet. And why is it always showing up? And I got the message that, you know, this is a form of training that very, very high souls take. Very high souls, often souls that already have gained enlightenment in a former life. And they're coming back now for the masters. And they're saying, okay, I'm going to go in such a separation, in such a feeling of disconnectedness from the divine, where I'm in utter non-truth. You know, I'm feeling completely disconnected. And I'm doing this because I will demonstrate the strength that my soul has to help me remember against all odds who I really am. And once you create so much contrast and so much opposition to the truth of who you are, that muscle that has to be used in order to demonstrate who you really are gets the strongest. And they don't sometimes manage to do it in one lifetime, you know, because it's really the masters. But it helped me look at my fellow beings that are dealing with addiction from such a different standpoint. I just honor them deeply for their mission. And we can feel how high their souls are, because they are. We just feel it. But it helped me understand that, you know, it's not a huge tragedy, it's a huge assignment, and they're equipped for it. And if I hold space for them and say, you got this, I honor you that you even took this on, that helps them more than my worry.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, well, thank you, Brett. I hope this helps me mentally and psychically. Injured ribbon, she might mean a tendon after an accident recently. Can it help with physical healing like that, Brett?
Oh, yes. You know, I actually had a car accident about 2.5 years ago and had a concussion. And, you know, one of the things that I did, you'll appreciate this, you know, being a fellow Silvana author, is I would actually go on the Silvana app and listen to other authors, but I would often listen to myself just to get the healing, because I didn't have the energy to want to do it myself. So I would just listen on the Silvana app to my own healing. And it really helped my brain. It really helped, you know, because I had a brain injury. I had a concussion. And, you know, for a period of weeks, my personality felt different. I felt like a different person. I was having issues with memory. And it was really through, I feel like, energy healing and going back to the Silvana app that I'm part of that really transformed that for me. So yes, this work can certainly work on physical issues in a very deep way. Yes.
That's amazing. I love it. I'm actually doing the same, Brett. And I'm using your healings a lot as well, and some of the other authors. But often I will go to my own, because, you know, I know how it works and why it works. And that way I just get to be guided and I don't need to do it myself.
Yeah.
I love it. By the way, if you haven't checked out Silvana yet, Brett has wonderful activations on there, even a journey, which is a real course that he takes you through. And of course, you can go to his website also, brettbeville.com it is, I think. Yeah, Brett?
Yeah.
Yeah, and get more of his work. It's very, very powerful. And as I said, you know, I'm listening to Brett whenever I feel I need some input, I need some support from the crystalline realm and from the higher light science. And I'll just go there and download it and listen to it. And also the Solvana app is free. There is a membership, but it's free. These sessions are free, and you get to dive into that energy more. Brett also has a beautiful gift that he's offering. And my son printed it out, but again, Mercury is retrograde. He printed out the wrong paper. Thank you, Nayade, though. You did great. Brett, will you share with us the two things that you are offering for free?
Yeah, so, well, one is if you go to my website, there's I should have put the link in. It's brettbeville.com, but there's another website I have called academyofloveandlight.us. And if you go to that website, there's a place where you can go and get a free magical awakening session, which I'm about to do a deeper session, but you can get a free one that will play for you anytime you want. It goes for about 10 minutes. And even in that 10 minutes, it's a very, very powerful healing. So, I hope you take advantage of that and that you really enjoy experiencing and working with that. Yeah.
Okay, academyofloveandlight.us.
Yes.
Good. I put that in. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then I highly encourage you to also work with him. And if you are coming to be part of the membership, Brett and I are working together. He's going to be part of our event that's coming up called Awakening Lemuria, which will be very exciting. The dates are still in the making. But if you come onto the membership, I'm sharing this the revenue with Brett. He's getting 50% of it, so it's 50-50. So you're supporting him and you're supporting yourself, and you will continue to grow in these ways. You will continue to find your purpose, and you will bring your passion in a purposeful way out into the world that really helps the planet. So you're feeling in your need to really want to help. That we are addressing, we're meeting, and we're utilizing in a most qualified, in a most effective way. And that's what I'm here for, because that's my calling, to bring this practical spirituality in here. And I know, Brett, that you are very practical. And so I'm looking forward to really getting your energy session. Are we still up for an energy session with Brett? Brett, is that correct? Give us a thumbs up. How are you feeling, guys? Thumbs up or hearts? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brett. Love you so much. And I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful
Thank
for
you.
your expertise and wisdom. And it's very beautiful.
Thank you.